Mighties, please join me and raise a mighty cheer for the Los Angeles Valiant!
What in tarnation?
This week in the Overwatch League, the Dallas Fuel upset the odds with their win over the London Spitfire. The LA Valiant were victorious in the fourth battle for LA before defeating the New York Excel later in the week, and the voting has opened for the All-Star weekend. We've got all the latest news and the best highlights from the past week.
Soon into traffic right here. Probably should have gotten this kill, so they died 16 times.
You lived for a long time. All right.
The Dallas Fuel's improvements in the new meta seemed to hit a bit of a bump in the road early in the week as they lost out to the San Francisco Shock, who I might add have been looking really good this stage.
Yeah, that's the plan anyway. Baby Bay coming in from behind with the dead eye. Architect being distracted. He already killed Harry Hook. He killed Harry Hook with the ultimate up.
What a great flank by Baby Bay.
However, later in the week, Dallas played London in a game that showed just how much the meta has changed. The Fuel really have taken advantage of Brigitte's addition and have used her to form many very effective anti-dive strategies that we've seen from them over the past weeks. However, even with that knowledge, London still decided to run dive against them, and as a result, were easily full held for the first two maps.
Look at that! Birding is like beating his mouse into his table right now. How does he not get that kill?
As much as Dallas have clearly improved, this was a terrible performance from London. It's one thing to play dive into a Brigitte. We've seen London have success with that earlier in the stage, but to play dive in the disjointed and unorganised style they did is a huge problem. Brigitte gives you very little margin for error, and we repeatedly saw Profit get deleted by Mickey, positioning errors from the tanks, and rarely enough space for Birdring to work with until it was too late.
Maybe get the chain healing going, but right now this is exactly where Birdring wants to be. Perfect.
Picking up another win this week keeps the Dallas Fuel in the discussion for the stage playoffs, but it's next week's games that could see them enter the top 4. If they can get a win over Houston and Florida, there is a good chance of them moving up into 4th place, as the San Francisco Shock and LA Gladiators both have to face New York.
Happy life, happy Overwatch. That's how the saying goes, I believe.
Yeah, oh, the hugs.
The LA Valiant also had a huge week where they first picked up a win over the LA Gladiators in the 4th battle for LA, putting them up 3-1 across the 4 times these teams have met in the regular season.
Lessons in the end.
All right, let's watch Soon get these picks again.
And this is a great read by the Valiant. It really has been back and forth.
However, they were not done yet, as they still had to face New York, and things did not get off to a good start, as the NYXL's DPS carried them through Blizzard World before securing a full hold on their defense.
I think that's it.
This has been ridiculously clutch from Libero and Sambilby on this final point. They basically had to hit all their shots, and they actually complete Blizzard World after nearly being full held on point A.
However, even with this dominant scoreline, there were signs of weakness in the NYXL. They were running basic strategies and simply making it work through their mechanical skill and clutch DPS plays. It's pretty clear at this point that the NYXL are happy to coast their way through the rest of Stage 4. They already have the #1 seed for the season playoffs secured, and it's almost certain they'll find their way into the stage playoffs anyway. Judging by the way that Pine was playing on Gibraltar, they were looking at padding out their highlight reels rather than actually trying to play the objective.
It may not actually work, but I love watching it.
Here we go.
Oh, that's so sick. Oh, crouch, depends on it.
Kill the support spot.
In the end, Valiant forced it to a map 5 and were able to secure the victory, and along with it, the #1 seed in the stage standings and the #2 seed in the season standings. It's fair to say that New York were not playing to their true potential in this game, but a victory here is still great news for the Valiant and a substantial morale boost as they move into the second half of this stage. They are now only a couple of wins away from securing a spot in the season playoffs, and are looking likely to hold on to the top spot in the Pacific Division.
That just goes to show, too, it doesn't matter what team you are in the league, you need to take the LA Valiant seriously. These guys are in second for a good reason, and they are going to keep it and then some with a big win over NYXL.
The voting for the Overwatch League All-Star Weekend is now open, so you can vote for your dream team. The event will take place on August 25th and 26th. 6 players will be chosen by fans for each division, and then 12 additional players will be chosen by the league's coaches, players and staff, giving a total of 18 players from each division. The weekend will include the All-Star game, as the Pacific takes on the Atlantic, as well as fun skill events on the day before. More details are to be announced soon, but make sure to cast your votes before the polls close on June 17th. Taking a look at the stage standings, the Valiant have moved up to the top spot, while San Francisco have also climbed inside the top 4. Then the Fusion have plummeted from 4th to 7th with their 2 losses this week. In the season standings, the Valiant have also gone up, now above London in 2nd place. Boston, who remain without a win this stage, have held on to their 4th place spot, but the Gladiators are closing that gap with just 1 win now separating the teams. The San Francisco Shock also became mathematically eliminated from the season playoffs this week, but judging by their recent performance, they could be a front runner in Season 2. Looking forward to next week's games, Dallas vs Houston is the highlight of Day 1, as the Fuel will be looking to make their way closer to the stage playoffs and claim a victory over their home state rivals. On Day 2, every game has the potential to be great, with all 4 of the current stage playoff teams in action. Then on Day 3, Boston will be hoping to find their first win of the stage as they face Shanghai, but the Dragons' chances of getting an upset have been improving, so there is some hope for them in this game. Then on Day 4, the Shock will be looking to upset the odds against New York, while the 2 LA teams are in action once again and will be looking for victories to keep themselves inside of the top 4. Which matches are you looking forward to next week? Let me know in the comments below. As always, this is James for Curse, saying thanks for watching, and enjoy the game.